This VAWatchdog.org news video is brought to you by Bergman & Moore, LLC. Former VA attorneys now fighting VA for you. Call Bergman & Moore at 877-838-2889 or on the web at vetlawyers.com.
She says he died of Agent Orange exposure. She also says the government has turned its back on her husband and thousands of others.
They are the forgotten soldiers. They're the ones that came home and died. They didn't get a medal. They didn't get shot or blown up. They died a slow death, a very sad death.
Judy Solinger met her husband Tom in high school just before he joined the Army and left for Vietnam.
All these people in this picture have died. They died all in Vietnam.
But Tom made it back alive, and when he did, Judy says he told her war stories, including one about a chemical called Agent Orange.
He said planes and helicopters would fly over and dump it on the soldiers that were walking through the fields. They would be so saturated with the Agent Orange that every orifice they had would burn.
As the years passed, she says health issues emerged, starting with skin problems, but then getting much more serious.
He developed diabetes type 2. We started going to see the doctors to find out what was going on. He had a stroke one night, and we took him to the doctor. He had cirrhosis of the liver, which he never drank.
Then Judy says a doctor at Duke began to put the pieces together.
He asked if Tom had been sprayed with something, that he couldn't understand why his body was deteriorating.
We always knew something was wrong, but we just couldn't put our finger on it.
It was so bad, Jennifer Solinger moved back home to finish college and help take care of her dad.
But even though it took 6.5 years or so for him to die, how he progressed was very quick. He looked like, a 50-year-old man, and then he turned into like an 89-year-old looking man.
37 years after surviving Vietnam,
he requested to die at home. He didn't want to die at the VA hospital.
Tom Solinger died at 58.
And so we watched him die. I thought I'd have 20 more years with Tom. We were going to grow old together.
Judy took his death certificate with his cause of death, dementia, and possible Agent Orange exposure, and went to the VA trying to get disability benefits to help pay bills.
They still say he didn't die from anything that was service-connected.
Denied benefits, Judy says she had to sell the house and move in with Jennifer.
They just want them to die. They want them to go away, and then they don't have to be responsible for the families or the children that they leave behind.
Judy says Tom loved his country. That's why he fought for it, and that's why she's not done fighting for him.
They killed him. They took Agent Orange and poured it on those guys over and over and over again, and you might as well just have put a gun to their heads.
The VA says it denied benefits because the actual cause of death was not associated with Agent Orange exposure. Judy disagrees and says she will appeal the VA's denial. The VA wouldn't comment for our story, but it admits on its website that a small percentage of veterans with disability claims are for illnesses that scientists have listed as being associated with Agent Orange. It also says the VA presumes that all military personnel who served in Vietnam were exposed to Agent Orange.
VAWatchdog.org, the nation's #1 independent veterans website. On the web at VAWatchdog.org.